Hello everyone, today we're diving into a subject that combines two topics often surrounded by confusion and stigma, masturbation and prostate cancer. Specifically, we'll be answering the big question, does masturbation increase or decrease your risk of developing prostate cancer? The answer might actually surprise you, and as always, we'll be looking at real scientific research, not myths or hearsay. So, make sure you watch till the end to get the full picture. First, let's start by understanding the basics. The prostate is a small gland in men, about the size of a walnut, located just below the bladder. Its primary job is to produce seminal fluid, which nourishes and transports sperm. As men age, the prostate is prone to several health issues, including prostatitis, benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, and most seriously, prostate cancer. In fact, prostate cancer is one of the most common types of cancer among men worldwide, especially those over the age of 50. Because the prostate plays such a central role in the male reproductive system, it's natural to wonder whether sexual behaviors, like masturbation, could affect its health, for better or worse. Historically, there have been a lot of myths suggesting that masturbation could be harmful, causing everything from infertility to mental illness. But what does modern science say about its relationship to prostate cancer? Let's dive into the research. One of the most frequently cited studies on this topic was published in 2016 in the journal European Urology. This large-scale study followed over 30,000 men for almost 2 decades. The researchers found that men who ejaculated more frequently, specifically 21 times or more per month, had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who ejaculated only 4 to 7 times per month. That's a pretty powerful finding. So, what's the explanation behind this? One major theory is that frequent ejaculation helps clear the prostate of potential carcinogens, harmful substances that can cause cancer. Regular ejaculation might essentially flush out the system, preventing the buildup of fluids and toxins that could otherwise contribute to the development of cancerous cells. It's a bit like regularly changing the oil in your car to prevent engine problems. Frequent flushing keeps everything running smoothly. Another theory suggests that regular sexual activity, including masturbation, might help reduce inflammation in the prostate. Chronic inflammation has been linked to the development of several types of cancer, including prostate cancer. By reducing inflammation through regular ejaculation, men might be protecting their prostate from long-term damage. Additionally, frequent sexual activity could be a marker for overall healthier lifestyles. Men who are sexually active often have better cardiovascular health, lower stress levels, and stronger immune systems, all factors that can contribute to a reduced cancer risk. Of course, it's important to point out that masturbation alone isn't a magic shield against cancer, but it could be part of a bigger picture of good health habits. However, it's also important to note that not all studies have found such clear-cut results. Some research has shown a slight increase in prostate cancer risk among younger men who report very high levels of sexual activity, including masturbation. But these findings are complex and often involve many confounding factors, such as diet, genetics, environmental exposures, and overall health status, making it difficult to draw firm conclusions. For example, a study published in Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention found that frequent sexual activity in a man's 20s and 30s might be associated with a slightly higher risk of prostate cancer later on. However, that same study also suggested that frequent ejaculation in a man's 40s and 50s was associated with a lower risk of prostate cancer. This suggests that age and life stage matter, and that sexual behavior might have different effects depending on when it happens in a man's life. Another important point is that masturbation itself is not harmful unless it becomes compulsive or interferes with daily life. When practiced in moderation, masturbation is a normal part of human sexuality. It can help reduce stress, improve mood, aid sleep, and, based on current research, might even contribute to a lower risk of prostate cancer. So, should men be worried about how often they masturbate? The short answer is, probably not. In fact, based on the majority of scientific evidence available today, regular ejaculation, whether through sex or masturbation, seems to be either neutral or beneficial when it comes to prostate cancer risk. However, balance is key. Compulsive sexual behavior, where someone feels unable to control their urges, can lead to emotional distress, relationship problems, and even physical discomfort or injury. It's always important to approach sexual health with a mindset of balance, self-awareness, and care for both the body and mind. It's also critical to highlight that masturbation is not a substitute for regular prostate health screenings. Regardless of sexual habits, men, especially those over 40, should have regular conversations with their doctors about prostate health. Screenings like the prostate-specific antigen, PSA, test or digital rectal exams, DREs, can detect problems early, when they are most treatable. Lifestyle factors also play a huge role in prostate health beyond sexual activity. Eating a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats, maintaining a healthy weight, exercising regularly, and limiting alcohol and tobacco use are all powerful ways to reduce your risk of prostate cancer. Masturbation might be one helpful piece of the puzzle, but it's not the whole picture. Let's quickly bust a few common myths before wrapping up. First, masturbation does not cause prostate cancer. There's no credible scientific evidence supporting this myth. Second, masturbation does not cause infertility, mental illness, or any physical deformities. These are outdated myths with no basis in fact. And third, it's important to understand that sexual health is a natural, healthy part of overall well-being for most people. In conclusion, what's the truth about masturbation and prostate cancer risk? The evidence suggests that regular ejaculation, including through masturbation, may lower your risk of developing prostate cancer. While the relationship is not 100% straightforward and more research is always valuable, the current scientific consensus is that masturbation is not harmful to the prostate and may actually be beneficial. As with anything health-related, the best approach is moderation, mindfulness, and regular medical checkups. Listen to your body, take care of your emotional and physical well-being, and don't hesitate to seek professional advice if you ever have concerns about your sexual health. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss important health updates. And if you have any questions, thoughts, or even personal stories about this topic, feel free to drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Stay informed, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.